and welcome to Boxing 101. Today we're going to review some of the basic boxing techniques. We're just going to start with 4 today. And the basic ones are a jab, a cross, a hook, and an uppercut. So those 4 we're going to review today, and I really want you to get into a place where you can practice them. You don't need that much space at all, but I want you to feel comfortable with the techniques and the names of the punches so you're familiar with them when you jump into one of our classes. So get yourself comfortable and we'll go ahead and get started. So the first rule of thumb is I want you to stand in what's called the fighter stance. So you have to know what that is. If you're right-handed, you're going to stand with your left leg forward and your right leg back. So it looks like so. Both your feet are pointed forward. They don't need to go out to the side at all. They just need to be pointing forward. I call your hips here your headlights. So they need to be pointing forward when we're in our fighter stance. So not off to the side like so. Everything pointing forward. You're going to take your hands into a fist and bring them up underneath your chin. Make sure your thumbs are not under your fingers. For protection's sake, I want them outside of your knuckles, okay? So you're going to stand like so. Your hands can be loose. Don't be gripping too much right now into this position. And then this is called your fighter stance. So when an instructor says, get into your fighter stance, then this is exactly what it looks like. So you're keeping your hands up and your right leg is a little further back than your left. Now, if you're left-handed, which is also called southpaw, you stand with your left leg back and your right leg forward. Okay? So we're going to start with right-handed position. So if your dominant side is your right side, you're going to stand with your right leg back, and I'm going to show you the jab. So that's also the left-handed punch in this position. So it's just out and straight. Notice how I'm turning my wrist and I'm not punching like this. I'm turning my wrist around and then back to the face. Punch out and back. So this is just a quick punch that we usually do in classes, and it's called your jab, okay? And now let's incorporate the cross. So this is your power punch because we're bringing our foot off the ground. So your ankle comes up, you're coming up onto your toe, and we're getting rotation on this one, which is really important. And once you get into punching, you'll kind of forget about that leg. And that's where your power comes from. So we really want to work on increasing your power, right? So that leg needs to come off the ground. So, or your ankle needs to come off the ground. So you pivot and twist your leg and your body to really get into this punch. Okay? So let's do a few of those. We'll start with 5. So always come back to the face and fully extend your punches. So this isn't fully extended. Reach out for that imaginary target in front of you. Here we go. 1, 2, don't forget to pivot off those toes. 3, 4, and 5. Awesome. Now let's integrate both punches. So the jab and the cross. So these are your straight punches. Every time you hear jab, cross, it's a straight punch. So even if you're left-handed, the other hand becomes your jab and your power hand becomes your cross. Okay, same thing. Pivot off that back foot. Pivot into the punch so it becomes a full body movement and reaction. All right, so let's try putting those 2 punches together. Jab, cross, 5 times. Okay, let's get nice and familiar with it. Stay light on your toes. Don't glue those toes down to the floor. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Now let's switch feet. Whether you're left-handed or not, let's switch. So if your fighter stance was with your left leg back, then switch with us and do the opposite now. So now my right hand becomes my jab. So jab, cross, jab, cross. Don't lean too much into your punches. Jab, cross, jab, cross. 2 more. Jab, cross, jab, cross. There we go. Now it's going to feel a little bit weird because if you're right-handed, it's going to feel different on your left side, but that's great because we really want to teach the brain new things here. So during our classes, you will be asked to switch your stance. So it's important to get familiar in both positions. Let's move on to the hook. This is one of my favorite punches. So we want you to stay nice and big with your hook. So this is your left hook. So notice I'm coming all the way around and I'm twisting my body to start it. So gentle twist, and then I come around and I hit my target, which is always right in front of me. Notice how my arms staying at 90 degrees. So you can punch with your fist like so, or you can actually turn it like this as well, whichever way feels more comfortable for you. Okay, so big twist and then swing. Big twist and then swing. Big twist and then swing through. Okay, let's do 5 hooks together. So if your right leg is back in your fighter stance, your hips, check on them, make sure they're pointing forward, right? Headlights of a car pointing forward. And we're gonna go twist to the left and big left hook. Twist to the left and big left hook. Twist to the left for 3, big left hook. Twist to the left for 4, big left hook. And one more. Boom, good. Let's go ahead and switch to the right. Your feet are staying the same. It just might feel a little bit more comfortable for you to turn right now. So we're gonna lean right a little bit, twist, and come through with that right hook. Twist and come through. For 3, paying attention, is your arm at 90 degrees? One more. Good. Now let's do 10 hooks. So 5 each side. We're just going to go left, right to get us familiar with the movement. So don't forget to twist. Don't just stand there and do this. I want to make sure you're twisting. Ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now let's add a hook to a jab cross. So let's just add 1 hook. So the combination will look like this: jab, cross, and then finish with the hook. Okay? So notice on my hooks, which I may not have mentioned, I want you to be pivoting as well. So up on those toes. When I say pivot, it's always on your toes, not on your heels. Your heels are what is coming off the ground. So a hook, pivot, your whole body gets into it. If you're getting your whole body into it, you're going to get more power on the movement, and it's just better for your body for flexibility and for movement patterns that we want to facilitate for Parkinson's. Okay? So jab, cross, hook. So if you're right-handed, your right leg is back, hips are forward. Let's go. Jab, cross, and hook, pivot with my leg. All right, here we go. Jab, cross, hook. 2 more. Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. Good. So you could do the same thing. If you're left-handed, you could start with that side and then switch over to the right side, because again, you want to really work both sides of the body, and it's that much better for your brain. So let's finish with our last punch, which is the uppercut. So you want to come up and under. So if you're imagining a target here, you want to come up and under the target or under the chin, okay? Both sides. So notice what's going on with my body. I'm going down and pushing with my legs, coming back up. Down and a nice power up with the legs. Down and a nice power up. Down and a nice power up. So let's try 5 on each side and see how that feels. Okay, so target in front of you, like face level is perfect, okay? Face height of someone else, and up and under. Up and under. It's okay. These are going to feel a bit weird or strange for you, especially if you've never punched before, and that's okay. It's going to take you a couple classes just to get into the feel of the movements. So be easy on yourself. You're not going to get it the first few tries. Good. 3 more. Up and under. Notice my legs. Don't forget to bend those legs. That's what's going to help give you the power. Good. 2 more. Perfect. Now, for this one, to finish, we're going to put them all together. So we're going to continue to use the jab, okay? But every time we use the right hand, we're going to switch the punch. So it's going to look like this. Jab, cross, jab, hook, jab, uppercut. All right, so let's give that a try. We'll try for 5. Here we go. Jab, cross, jab, hook, jab, uppercut. All right, here we go. 1, cross, jab, hook. Don't forget to be turning. Jab, down with the legs, power up, and uppercut. Jab, cross, jab, twist that, and hook. Jab, bend with the legs, power up with the arm. Good. 2 more. Jab, cross, jab, hook, jab, uppercut, jab, cross, jab, hook, jab, uppercut. Good. Let's switch sides to make sure our other side can get into the feel of the movement as well. So here we go. Jab is with the right hand now. So jab, cross, don't forget that leg, jab, hook, jab, uppercut. Ready? Let's put it together. Jab, cross, jab, hook, jab, uppercut, jab, cross, jab, hook, jab, uppercut, jab, cross, jab, hook, jab, uppercut. 1 more. Jab, cross, jab, hook, jab, uppercut. Amazing. So now you've got the 4 basic punches under your belt. So continue to come back to this video if you need it. Maybe try a few classes out. And if you're not mastering the technique or you're worried about the technique, then just come back to this video and practice it through again. It's really important to continue to practice your techniques of any exercises you're doing to really make sure you've got them down properly, the form is being done properly, and the movements are being done properly as well, specific to your Parkinson's symptoms. I hope you enjoyed your Boxing 101 today.